In the depths of the cosmos, where stars dance to the rhythm of the universe and galaxies whisper ancient secrets, there exists a path less traveled, yet infinitely profound. A path known as cosmic Buddhism. Far beyond the confines of earthly existence, cosmic Buddhism beckons seekers to explore the boundless expanse of consciousness, to unravel the mysteries of existence, and to discover the interconnectedness of all things. It is a journey that transcends the mundane and delves into the very fabric of reality, offering ideas that resonate with the deepest yearnings of the human soul. Within the enigmatic depths of cosmic Buddhism lies a tapestry of wisdom, woven with threads of cosmic insight and spiritual enlightenment, waiting to be unraveled by those daring enough to embark upon this transcendent quest. Buddhism incorporates cosmic aspects, particularly in certain interpretations and practices. It's true, it often focuses on individual enlightenment, and especially the alleviation of suffering, yet it also acknowledges the interconnectedness of all things within the universe. This is cosmic Buddhism of the most profound depth. Perhaps the most difficult thing to comprehend for we proud independent humans is the concept of dependent origination. All phenomena depends upon multiple causes and different, highly variegated conditions, which appear contradictory from one point of view, yet entirely acceptable for the overarching reality within the universe of which we are, quite literally. The almost infinite ways of existence of all things is beyond our feeble grasp, so we wrongly assume the so-called contradictions refute the claim of interdependence. It does not. What is called for is a broadening of ourselves into the larger mystical and mythical realms of existence. Stepping outside our normal everyday thinking, in other words, stepping out of the box, can and does lead to a far vaster reality than we have ever comprehended before. Tibetan Buddhism includes cosmological beliefs about the structure and order of the universe. There are different realms of existence, celestial beings and vast cosmic cycles of untold hundreds of millions, even billions and billions of years in the making, of creation, then destruction, and creation again, the one endless cycle of reality. Worlds come and worlds go. We cannot even experience these, their reality in some part being opened up to us through our telescopes and microscopes. In some Buddhist practices, the nature of the cosmos is explored and contemplated, visualizing the cosmic elements, stars, planets, and the vastness of incomprehensible space, which deepens our insight into the nature of reality. Bodhisattvas, of which our Dalai Lama is one, are enlightened beings who postpone their own final liberation in order to help all sentient beings achieve enlightenment. The vow to become a bodhisattva is often framed in cosmic terms with the goal of liberating all beings from the cycle of suffering across infinite worlds. Within certain Buddhist traditions, there are cosmic Buddha figures such as Amitabha Buddha and Vairocana Buddha, who represent universal aspects of enlightenment and compassion that transcend individual existence. While Buddhism does focus on individual enlightenment and freedom from oppressed spiritual crippling inherited from so many religious traditions in the West, it recognizes the vast interconnectedness of all beings within the cosmos, and it brings in those cosmic aspects to its teachings and practices in order for us to incorporate within our own souls. How is it even possible to be interconnected with stars, existing out in the unfathomable vast distances of millions of light years distance from where we are? It seems to be a mere wisp of abstraction or metaphorical philosophy and science. Through cosmic Buddhism, we reflect a deeper understanding of this connectedness, this nature of reality all around us, like the matrix, yet unseen, unknown. Cosmic Buddhism opens our minds to this view in profoundly wise and loving, even fulfilling ways. It comes with the realization, a realization we proud and arrogant, puny-minded humans appear to be fearful of, that we are interdependent on all other things for our existence here. Now, we are discomforted with this revelation of truth. We appear to want to be an island unto ourselves, kings and queens unto ourselves. It is impossible and not even desirable. We cannot step out of the universe no matter how hard you try, since it is who we are. We cannot step out of nature, since it is what we are. We depend on nature for our daily living, food and water, among other interconnectedness we can think of with very little effort. To wish to step outside of nature, or to quit being human and turn ourselves into robots, is to enslave us to limitation, to darkness of mind and destruction of spirit. The vast connections of the cosmos inhabiting us here, now, and that's whether through physical or energetic or metaphysical channels. This is the wide opening enlightenment that is sought and gained by those open to discovery, to truth, and the unboundedness of our souls. The same essential qualities that exist within stars, even those thousands of times larger than our own sun, their energy, consciousness, or even emptiness, are also present in us. They may have different forms, but they are here, now, within ourselves. In Buddhist thought, the mind is considered fundamental to the nature of reality. While individual minds are associated with particular beings, there is also a recognition of a universal or cosmic mind that pervades the entire cosmos. From this perspective, the consciousness within humans is not entirely separate from the consciousness that permeates the universe, including the distant stars and galaxies. Our connection to the stars can also be thought of symbolically. Stars have long been regarded as symbols of wisdom, enlightenment, and transcendence in various cultures. The Egyptian kings in their pyramid and coffin texts and their Book of the Dead become immortal stars, imperishable eternal beings, to use just one example of a cultural enlightenment which lasted for thousands of years in a stable civilization, and it gave great meaning to millions of lives. The public also being able to follow after the king and becoming immortal in the heavens. The Mithras liturgy from 150 BC to 400 AD of becoming one with the magnificent sun in order to gain its eternal light and life and power is another that existed for hundreds of years, influencing many hundreds of thousands of people. By recognizing our connection to the stars, we may be acknowledging our potential for growth, insight, and spiritual realization. While the connection between humans and stars may not be easily quantifiable or directly observable in a conventional scientific sense, it reflects a deeper understanding of the connected and interrelatedness of all phenomena within the cosmos as perceived through the lens of spiritual and philosophical insight. A profound and scientifically grounded way to understand the connection between humans and stars is this idea that we are made of star stuff. This is not just a poetic sentiment. It's a statement directly rooted in astrophysics and chemistry. Throughout the history of the universe, stars have played a crucial role in the formation of heavy elements. These would include carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and iron, and these are the basic building blocks of our lives, of the life of everything on our planet. These elements were forged in the nuclear furnaces of stars through processes like nuclear fusion and supernova explosions. When stars reach the end of their life cycles and explode as supernova, they scatter these elements into space through billions of light years of distance, where they eventually coalesce to form new stars, new planetary systems, and ultimately new life. In the most real sense, the atoms in our bodies were once part of stars billions of years ago. This understanding highlights the deep connection between we humans and the cosmos above our heads at a fundamental, physical, direct, real level. We are not just observers of the universe. We are intimately connected to its very fabric. Now, we know we are made of star stuff. Our scientists use a variety of methods to determine the composition of the stars. One of these methods is spectroscopy. This involves analyzing the light emitted or absorbed by the stars themselves. When light passes through a prism or a diffraction grating, it spreads out into its component colors, forming a spectrum. This spectrum contains unique patterns of lines and bands that correspond to specific elements and molecules. When we study these spectral lines, scientists can identify the chemical elements present in a star and even determine its temperature, its density, and motion. Additionally, scientists can analyze the light reflected off planets, moons, and other celestial bodies in our solar system to learn about their compositions as well. By comparing these compositions with the spectra of stars, they can infer similarities as well as differences and gain insights into stellar chemistry. Spectroscopy is a powerful tool that allows scientists to analyze the composition of celestial objects, including stars like Alpha Centauri, the closest star to us. They find emission and absorption spectra. What these are is when light passes through a medium, such as, say, a gas or a cloud of particles, the light itself interacts with the atoms or the molecules in that gas cloud. This interaction can result in two types of spectra: emission, that which glows, and absorption, that which goes dark. The atoms and molecules in a hot, low-density gas emit light. That is called an emission spectrum. Each element or molecule emits light at specific wavelengths. This creates a unique pattern of spectral lines. In the absorption spectrum, when light from a continuous source, like a star, passes through a cooler, denser medium such as a stellar atmosphere or even interstellar gas clouds, certain wavelengths are absorbed by the atoms or molecules in those gas clouds. This creates dark absorption lines in the spectrum where specific wavelengths are missing. So each element, whether it's hydrogen, oxygen, iron, magnesium, aluminum, each element has a unique set of energy levels for its electrons. When electrons transition between these energy levels, they either emit or absorb photons of specific energies. which correspond to specific wavelengths of light. So these wavelengths are characteristic of the element. Aluminum characteristics is different than oxygen. Oxygen is different than nitrogen. All of the elements have their own characteristic wavelengths, and these appear as distinct lines or bands in the spectrum. So we analyze the pattern of spectral lines in the spectrum of a star. We can then determine which elements are present in the star's atmosphere. The presence of absorption lines corresponding to hydrogen, oxygen, and other elements, for instance, indicates that these elements are present in the star. Spectroscopy not only identifies the elements present, but it provides information about how abundant that element is, the temperature, the density, the motion. We can measure the intensity, the width, and the shape of the spectral lines. Astronomers can derive valuable data about the physical properties of stars and other celestial objects, no matter how far away they are. This astonishing method of spectroscopy can determine if a star like Alpha Centauri, for instance, contains hydrogen, oxygen, and other elements, even though it's over 4 light years away. That would take us 29 million years to get to, traveling at 100 miles an hour. That's how far away it is, and yet it's so easy to tell what it's made of. By analyzing the star's spectrum, we can identify the chemical elements present in its atmosphere, and we see that all of the elements that we have on Earth, as well as in us, of what we are made of, is also in every star or planet or galaxy we have checked through the millions of stars and galaxies that we have looked at so far. This is how we know we are made physically of the same stuff as the distant stars. Contemplating this connection can lead to a sense of awe, of wonder, and humility as we recognize our place within the grand tapestry of this cosmos. It's a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and our profound kinship with the universe itself. So why is there an emphasis on mind? How can the universe be a mind or be conscious? Isn't it the fact that without the physical brain, the immaterial mind doesn't exist, since the brain creates the mind? The emphasis on the mind in spiritual and philosophical traditions, and that would include Buddhism, doesn't negate the importance of the physical world or the role of the brain in shaping our subjective experiences. What it does instead is reflect an understanding that the mind is not limited to the activity of the brain alone. It encompasses a broader range of experiences. These include consciousness, awareness, and various other mental states. Now, the brain is undeniably crucial for generating and processing mental activity, such as thoughts, emotions, perceptions. Many spiritual traditions propose that the mind is not identical to the brain. Instead, they suggest that the mind is a complex phenomenon that arises from the interactions of various physical and non-physical factors. These include the brain, the body, the environment, and consciousness itself. Within certain philosophical frameworks, including some interpretations of Buddhism, the mind is considered to have immaterial aspects, and these transcend the physical realm. And they may include qualities like awareness, wisdom, and pure consciousness, which are not reducible to the activity of neurons in the brain. From this perspective, the mind is not limited to the physical body and can exist independently of it. When spiritual traditions speak of the universe as a mind, they are often using metaphorical language to describe a fundamental aspect of reality that transcends individual minds. In some interpretations, this universal mind is not a literal entity with thoughts and intentions, but rather a metaphorical expression of the interconnectedness, the intelligence, and the creative potential that permeates the cosmos. It's a way of conceptualizing the underlying unity and order that underlies the diversity of phenomena in the universe. Some spiritual traditions propose the existence of a cosmic or collective consciousness that encompasses all beings and phenomena within the universe. This perspective suggests that individual minds are not isolated entities but are interconnected with each other and with the broader fabric of reality. From this view, the universe itself can be seen as a vast interconnected network of consciousness. The universe, after all, does have consciousness. Here we are. We are conscious beings made of the exact same stuff the rest of the universe is made of. Our material is conscious. We do see, hear, and think. Therefore, at least with us, this part of the universe is directly conscious and alive with us. We are the universe's ears, mind, eyes, and consciousness. While the mind-body relationship is complex and multifaceted, spiritual traditions often emphasize the importance of the mind as a key aspect of human experience and understanding. This emphasis does not negate the physical aspect of reality, but seeks to explore the deeper dimensions of consciousness, awareness, and interconnectedness, which shapes our understanding of the universe and our place within it. How is the immaterial actually real, though? The concept of the immaterial, particularly within spiritual and philosophical contexts, refers to aspects of reality that are not composed of physical matter or substance. While it may seem paradoxical to consider something immaterial as real, many spiritual traditions propose that the immaterial is just as real and significant as the material world, albeit in different ways. Our subjective experiences of thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and consciousness are often considered immaterial aspects of reality. While they may be closely linked to physical processes in the brain, they cannot be reduced to purely material phenomena. From this perspective, the immaterial becomes real through the immediacy and the vividness of our own subjective experiences. Happiness is not physical, yet it is quite real. It has no weight, say 10 tons. It has no color, say coppery reddish hues. We can't hear it as a specific sound, but that doesn't mean, since we can't weigh it, see it, or describe it, that it isn't real and that it doesn't affect us. Qualities may be the most real thing about our very existence. We can only break down matter so far before we arrive at nothing. Yet this is what something is made of. The subatomic realm, of which we are all a part of, is not material. It is not colored. It is pattern, whatever that means. We don't even know what it is a pattern of, but pattern is there. It is only our own imagination which gives analogies to the subatomic realm, all of which are metaphors fall short of knowing the reality, but it is not physical. So is our very being of a physical kind, or is it quality? Concepts such as love, beauty, justice, and truth are often regarded as immaterial, but nonetheless real in the sense that they have profound significance and their influence in our lives is immense. While they may not have physical substance, they shape our understanding of the world and our relationships with others. So the immaterial gains reality through its impact on human experience and behavior. Consciousness is a central aspect of the human experience that is often considered immaterial, as it cannot be reduced to purely physical processes. While scientists continue to study the relationship between consciousness and the brain, many philosophical and spiritual traditions propose that consciousness has qualities that transcend the physical realm. From this perspective, consciousness is real because it provides the foundation for all of our experiences and perceptions. Some spiritual traditions propose that the immaterial includes aspects of reality that transcend individual beings and phenomena. These would include unity, interconnectedness, and transcendence. These qualities, are associated with states of spiritual awakening or enlightenment, where individuals experience a profound sense of connection with something greater than themselves. From this perspective, the immaterial becomes real through its capacity to transcend the limitations of individual existence and reveal deeper truths about the nature of reality. So, while the immaterial may not have the same tangible qualities as the material world, it can be considered real because it shapes our understanding of ourselves and of our relationships, of our understanding with our earth and the universe at large. Why do so many billionaires move to and reside in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or the Swiss Alps, or on the beachfronts of Florida or California? It is the quality of beauty of the ocean, beauty and breathtaking majesty of the mountains, and stunning variety and delight of wildlife, as well as the quality of peace which makes us do much of what we do in life. Just why does Yellowstone National Park, Yosemite, or others influence so many tens of millions of us each year after all? We want the beauty and peace and love of nature which our dirty, stinking, noisy, steel and concrete cities fail to provide us. So when we take a closer look here, interconnectedness is rooted in the principle of interdependence, which suggests that all phenomena arise in dependence upon multiple causes and various conditions. This means every event we experience, every experience we have, or every entity is influenced by many, many factors, both close to us as well as distant from us, and these factors indeed shape the nature and behavior of all things. For example, your perception of your wife or husband or children sitting to your left. Well, this isn't only influenced by your immediate sensory experiences, but also by your shared history, the emotions, and the broader context of your relationship. The reality of the relationship is vastly more than the mere physical presence of someone or something. See, this vast connected interpretation can be thought of as an intricate web of causality, where every action or event sends ripples throughout the fabric of reality, affecting other phenomena in subtle or profound ways. This interconnected web extends beyond individual beings, so therefore it would include all aspects of the universe, from the smallest subatomic particles to the largest cosmic structures. For example, the actions of individuals can have far-reaching consequences that ripple through society, as well as the environment, and even the cosmos at large. Interconnectedness gives rise to emergent properties and phenomena that cannot be fully understood by analyzing individual components in isolation. Instead, these emergent properties, these come about from the complex interactions and relationships between different elements within the same system. For example, the dynamics of ecosystems, economies, and social networks. These are shaped by the interconnected relationships between diverse organisms, individuals, and institutions. Interconnectedness fosters a sense of unity in diversity, recognizing that despite the apparent differences between beings and phenomena, there is indeed an underlying unity that binds them all together. This recognition of unity can lead to a deeper sense of empathy, compassion, and connectedness with all beings and with our natural world and the stars above our heads. While interconnectedness may not always be readily apparent in our day-to-day experiences, it is this substrate, it is this anchor that underlies the fabric of reality, and it shapes our understanding of ourselves and the universe. So, by becoming aware of it, we can develop a greater appreciation for the intricate and interdependent nature of existence and our place within it. Now, within certain philosophical frameworks, including some interpretations of Buddhism, the mind is considered to have immaterial aspects that transcend the physical realm. Now, these include qualities like awareness, wisdom, and pure consciousness, which are not reducible to the activity of neurons in the brain. Yet how can this be true? When someone is in a coma, they aren't aware. If the brain is damaged in an accident, it can't function properly, which makes us to wonder if the mind is entirely dependent on the physical brain. How is this reconciled in cosmic Buddhism? The relationship between the mind and the brain is a complex topic. It's been explored through various traditions: physical, scientific, philosophical, spiritual. These are differing perspectives on the issue. So here's how this works. In cosmic Buddhism, there is an acknowledgement of interdependence and interconnectedness as fundamental aspects of reality. So therefore, the mind and the brain are not viewed as isolated entities at all, but they are linked aspects of a larger system. Now, the brain may play a crucial role in generating and modulating mental activity, including awareness and consciousness. The mind is understood to be more than just the sum of its physical parts. The radio does not produce the radio signals. It only focuses them and allows us to hear them. The signals are different from the radio, yet the two are dependent and interdependent on each other. We can't see radio waves, but that doesn't make them unreal in the universe. Cosmic Buddhism might propose that while the brain is the physical substrate through which the mind manifests in the material world, the mind itself transcends the limitations of the physical realm. From this perspective, the mind can be understood to have both material and immaterial aspects, with the immaterial aspects representing qualities like awareness, wisdom, and pure consciousness that are not reducible to neural activity. So the mind is not entirely dependent on the brain, but it does interact with the brain in a dynamic and reciprocal relationship. The emphasis is also on the distinction between the ordinary states of consciousness, and these are closely related to brain function as well, and more transcendent or expanded states of consciousness, which are not solely dependent on the brain. These practices would include meditation and mindfulness. These are a means of accessing deeper states of consciousness, which can reveal aspects of the mind that transcend ordinary experience. Millions of people across the globe testify that this does happen. Within the framework of cosmic Buddhism, there may be an emphasis on the underlying unity and wholeness of cosmic reality. This includes both the physical and immaterial aspects of existence. So the mind-brain relationship is seen as one part of a larger cosmic tapestry where physical and immaterial dimensions interweave and interact in intricate ways. Cosmic Buddhism may recognize the importance of the brain in shaping mental activity. It yet again also proposes that the mind has immaterial aspects that transcend the physical realm. This perspective emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things and explores the deeper dimensions of consciousness, awareness, and reality.